forgot about that.
Oh yeah, so AB and then.
So we can hear you, but so you can go ahead and start it. Welcome everyone to Rise Up Breathwork. I'm just trying to get Sandy onto the camera with us. There we go. Live from Maine, daughter in hand.
Yay! Hi everybody. Welcome to the People's Congregation of Shakers and Movers. I think you need to move this way.
Oh, wrong way.
I am here with my beautiful little one who's not so little anymore. She's almost as big as me, Matt. So yeah, welcome everybody. Welcome to September. It's a Virgo season extravaganza over here. If you happen to check your inbox today, you'll see we have another installment from Frequency Astrology. Jenna has been so gracious to step up as our resident astrologer, and she wrote us a beautiful September forecast. So as you know, last night was the new moon. And yeah, we've been really tackling a lot of projects around here. We're ready for some new beginnings, be it the new school year and all. And in that newsletter, something very important. I've asked people if they have some pictures and some videos from our Soul Saturday events, if they could drop them into that Google Drive folder. There's a link in the newsletter. I would really appreciate it because I'm trying to make a reel so that we can promote our Soul Saturday services a little bit more effectively. And everybody seems to love video content. So if you do have some cool pictures, and especially if you were the DJ, I really want to get some shots from the DJ's perspective, as he is the master of ceremonies, and I want to see the joy in people's faces as they come together to dance. So aside from that, you'll see that we are going to be announcing that Matt's doing a midweek vibe check starting next Wednesday. That's going to be family friendly. Sarah and Christine are coming in on Friday to do our integrated recovery group. But one thing I actually forgot to put in the newsletter that I'm just remembering right now is that tomorrow, our yoga class with Anna at 1 p.m., we're actually going to be doing that live on location. It is my birthday, and
I lost you. Your voice. Or you froze. Alright, Sandy is frozen. So yeah, so she'll probably come back on and announce like where she's gonna do that on location tomorrow if anyone wants to join her for her birthday. Getting younger every year. Okay, so I will just go ahead and start until she pops back in. And yeah. So welcome everyone. Welcome to a new time of year. Let me see if I can get her back on. Okay. Was it not working outside?
what happened? My phone overheated in the sun.
Oh yeah, you gotta not do the sun.
Yeah, my phone overheated in the sun.
Right.
So are we still live?
So you were saying that tomorrow is your birthday. You guys shooting on location. Where are you shooting on location tomorrow?
So we are going to be down at Marina Bay in Quincy. Sorry about that. Yeah, I didn't think about my phone potentially overheating. Yeah, so we're going to be down at Marina Bay. We're not exactly sure like where at Marina Bay, but if anybody wants to get in touch, they can just shoot me a text message and I'll let them know where we end up setting up.
Okay.
And then we are super pumped to have Soul Saturday return this week with DJ Real Drama. It's going to be a bit of a Virgo birthday celebration as our musical director, DJ Frantic, is also a Virgo. And we'll have Naomi here back doing her pop-up. So Naomi, do you want to tell us a little bit about what you set up for our pop-ups in the front?
So I have a business with my best friend Lily Mead, and we do pop-ups every Soul Saturday. The brand is called Why I Love You, and it's a gift shop. We sell gift cards. We sell sugar scrubs. We sell
jewelry.
We sell bracelets,
headbands,
face
Good.
cloths, and hand towels.
Yeah, so basically it's been a long summer, but yeah, they make a lot of handmade, really cool items. And yeah, we're going to be having some other vendors pop up on Saturdays throughout the year. So if you are a maker, if you're a member of the community and you want a space to put up a table and let people know about what your art is, we'd be happy to host you. And Naomi's probably going to be organizing the pop-ups this year. So you can contact us through the website, sign up for the newsletter, or DM us through Instagram and find out how you can pop up during Soul Saturday and share your passion for making cool things with the congregation. We're especially interested in people who do like upcycled, work that take older things and turn them into something new, and people that, design and create their own art or, jewelry, whatever it may be. So yeah, contact us for that. So we're excited today to breathe, Matt. I woke up with, thinking that Mercury retrograde was over, but it's just been a what storm of technological issues for me this morning. But that's really nothing new. So again, we're going to employ these techniques of breath work. And, breath work, like we talk about often, doesn't have to be done in this like whole hour or 90-minute session. It can just be done in small doses throughout the day to just keep you centered and grounded and, reconnected to your actual higher purpose instead of getting wrapped up in the minutia of little things that could be disastrous but really aren't disastrous if you stop and slow down and think about what's really important in life, right?
Yeah. Beautiful. All right.
So I'm gonna get comfortable.
Okay.
Yeah. Yeah, I'm gonna go get comfy on like a lawn chair, and I'm gonna try to keep this out of the sun.
Are you hearing me?
So if you want to take us off, you can, or else I'll try to. Okay. Thank you, Matt. I'm excited to breathe.
And Sandy, turn off your volume.
Yeah.
Just for now. All right, everyone, welcome. Grand Rising, good day. I have no idea what I'm doing today. Just settle into your space. I've been watching and seeing some people hit a very low point in the last couple days. And like Sandy was mentioning, just tapping into your breath for a moment, breathing in through the nose, maybe out through the mouth, or just nose breathing. But just breathing in, the breath, the gift of this breath is that it also helps to regulate our nervous system. And it can help, I think, I think one of the biggest weapons used against me was my own brain and my thinking. And, when we fall into intense suffering, maybe even hitting like a bottom, just like such a low point in life, I'll share a couple of my own low points. I don't usually share much about my past, but we all go through low points. And so, like I was saying, like our brain, my particular brain was my worst enemy. in certain low points, I would get really stuck about what I was doing, about what had occurred. I would have several really dark, deep, almost suicidal tendencies, particularly coming out of, let's say, a drug house that I had been sitting in for 7 days, maybe freebasing nonstop. And then you're coming back out into the real world, and maybe I would usually be going to work the next day, maybe trying to get one night's sleep out of that week. That would create a very low point for me because my body would be so beat up. Another really big low point that would catch up to me too was usually after the holidays when I missed Christmas or Thanksgiving at the house because I was too busy using. And then my mom would know when I was coming home because I would have to be at work the next day, and then I'd be kind of back at the house, and then the doorbell would ring, and it would be my mom, and she'd just be standing there at the door looking at me. When I opened it, she wouldn't even say anything. She would just be crying. And incredibly, I was so angry with her for doing that. So there's many different types of low points that we can experience. Being put out in the streets. I've been homeless a couple times in my life, even while working full time. And so these low points, whatever they may be, we usually have several, The end, what really changed me was just I was in such despair and so broken down, and I couldn't, like, as much as I tried ending things, it never ended. It never worked. And there was just a day of complete surrender. And because I was teaching breath work while I was coaching my runners, and it was such a huge part of their success, but I never used it for myself. So this day where I just completely broke down, I just sat on the couch and was like, let me try this breath work breathing for the first time. It's amazing what you're taught sometimes, and you feel or believe it's for others, but not for self. So with changes coming in with the season, maybe changes within the schedule of how and what we're doing, it might be bringing up possible things for us, for you out there. And it could draw in like a certain type of low point. So my invitation to you for right now is to maybe bring in some beautiful positive language to yourself, but also at the same time feel it, allow in that darkness, it's really feeling the discomfort, breathing into the discomfort. And like similar to balloon breathing, when we exhale, so if anything is coming up for you now, the invitation is to breathe into it, feel it. We don't want to work on the energy right now. So on the exhale, wherever it is, if it's the heaviness is in the throat, stomach, heart, eyes squinting, whatever it might be, just breathe out softness. Or imagine yourself sending it out, the heaviness out of your physical and out to the universe. And so when we do this at a small scale throughout the course of the day, it can help redirect us. Maybe you're at work and your junk is coming up and you can't really focus on your job. Maybe you're struggling to focus on being social. And so a part of it is like, for myself, that I really have been learning or growing or whatever, is like just being really present with whatever is alive within your system. You know, and to maybe try not to attach to the story, because that's taking us into the past, or even worrying about potential things that might arise in the future. Can we stay present with how we're feeling now? Maybe bring softness and lightness to it. Another thing that's really been coming alive for me, that's been coming in for myself and what I'm seeing with the others too, is not only maybe hitting certain lows and feeling into that low and allowing for myself to feel it and to find healthy ways to be present with it. I've been actually doing something with music a little bit with some people coming in one-on-one, and it's kind of like a new thing. It's a little bit different, and it's been helpful for myself, and I've had an interesting response from people who are trying to shift and move some energy and how it's actually kind of works for them. It is quite different than whatever I guess we put a norm also on, like the type of music we do in spirituality or whatever. So I'm on that other end of the spectrum from that one, musically with that. But I think it's important because it helps shift and move and shake things up. But another thing too, I think, is like leaving things in the past. Like, even though shifting out of, and this can be people, it can be events, because when we look at things that have gone on, does it really even matter for now? And the things of the past are like of a different energy. The people of the past are a different energy. The events that were going on, it's not the energy of who I am now. So I was contemplating going back to New York next month for like a 40th high school reunion. And I was kind of like debating on it because there's like one person there who I would see who I was with her for a long time and very close to being married at that point. I was also in the heart of my addiction, and a part of me wanted to go back and because she's always been there. She's always like that one person who I compare any other relationship to, and so what I'm really realizing is I need to let that go because she was there at a certain point for a certain thing for my lesson, which now maybe I'm extracting. But it's not really right for me. Like, I just don't feel as though it's like I'm not going to go back. Like, there's no point in me going back. Like, where I came from in New York, I was a little bit famous, had to sign autographs, partially due to my cross country team, partially due to working in professional sports, partially due to my own sports career. And so as a result, a lot more people actually know me than who I know. So, and what's the point? What's the point of like, I also realized and looked at like 2 years ago when I went back up to the Adirondacks and saw like a whole bunch of old friends. And when I looked at that, like recently, like kind of reviewing that, I really realized like we all served a purpose together like 35 years ago. But now it just like it was so uncomfortable being around most of them. There was one person there where it was like we connected, but outside that, like there was nothing. Like we were living completely different worlds, and it just there's no desire to even really go back and see those people ever again because it's the past. I can just leave it behind, extract whatever lessons were there that maybe I missed, and I can extract now and just move forward, like be present and be present for my step forward into the next moment. There's no need for me to go back and relive, rehash, and bring up stuff and try to explain who I am now. And that was a really deep one for me. But I think it has a lot to do too with like our rock bottoms, things that we've done, places that we've been, things that we like just I can sit and wallow in how much I hurt people, how mean I was, how horribly I treated my family, loved ones, co-workers. So now tapping into your breath, wherever this is taking you. So just tapping into breathing. Maybe extending the exhale. And just tapping into how your system's feeling. And what went on for you as I was kind of speaking a little bit of my truth of where I came from a little bit. And so, I'm just realizing like with some of these like past relationships or things that have felt a lot of pain towards that I haven't fully let go of from a long time ago. Like I feel really in the last week or two have really come to terms and really looked at what is the gift that this person was giving me that I've been still attracted to for so long. But what was the gift? And to now receive that gift 30 something years later, and then now let it go. Let that past part of me go and extract the gift. And so I think sometimes we're letting things go that are more current and maybe things that are from a long time ago. But to also extract what is the beauty, what is the gift that was being offered. And I think once we can see and accept that gift, and we can let those people or situations go. So that we can move forward without the blockages. sometimes when we're manifesting or creating like who we want to become, what we're stepping into, these blockages from the past, things that we're not letting go of, maybe these several different types of rock bottoms that we have hit. Sometimes we hold on to them. You know, thankfully, you know, I was thinking about this a little bit last night. Like, thankfully, before my parents passed away, I was, for the most part, able to really heal a lot with them. And I was kind of thinking last night, like, you know, I haven't quite done that with my brothers yet. And it might be time for that, because the more that we just let go and we go through these tests that the universe is giving us, then, you know, when we can breathe, feel, and not become so burdened by stuff, then we can maybe step into that more authentic self, that truth of who we are. And even as we're stepping into that, you know, a lot of times we can't fully engage because we're still surrounded by heaviness and junk that we're still creating. Because we can be on this pathway, but it doesn't, you know, how far down the road we are is different for all of us. You know, because we're given stuff when we're ready. And sometimes to let certain things go can take a really long time. They have a grip on us, things that we reach out for to provide comfort. That don't really serve us, that may have served us at one point, but we have that awareness that it doesn't serve us now. It's that release that our guides are looking for, so that we can expand and become more expansive, become more energy, become lighter in the sense of even like our physical being becoming lighter. We notice less of the physical aspect of who we are, and we can shift and move into a greater light, of lightness, brightness, a light that people feel the energy of you entering the space. And if they're too heavy, they're going to turn and go the other way. We start attracting, as we move forward, bringing in new people into our life, maybe learning to have healthy relationships, which is not easy either, because that still triggers, am I going to let this person in close, let them know who I am, when I've never done that before. Because we don't need to be so alone in this journey. You know, when I was, the time in my life where I felt the most alone and isolated and not a part of anything was when I was having to sign autographs, when I couldn't go to the grocery store because it was just a nightmare for me, when I had a nationally ranked girls program at the high school level, when I was in front of thousands of people mascotting at sporting events and pro soccer, became famous enough in that world where I was doing NBA, NHL, I did the World Cup soccer tournaments in the United States in the 90s. Like all this stuff. And I was surrounded by all these people all the time. And I never felt so alone as I did then. Now with much fewer people in my life, I feel as though I'm not quite as alone. It's been a growth pattern for me. But it's the fewer, the simpler. So my offering for you today is to breathe as much as you can throughout the day, bringing in your awareness to how you're breathing with each passing moment. Contemplating letting things go from the past, and maybe if certain people or situations are difficult to let go, to maybe see the gift. And instead of the mind being this thing that we're fighting and at war with, to have it maybe even become a partner, an ally, a friend who's speaking kindly and lovingly to self. Hence the beauty of frequency. Right? It can help. Really can help us heal. You know, I have like a routine that I try and do throughout the course of the day. It doesn't always work out at the beginning of the day, but part of it's just playing this music for myself. And so it'd be beautiful to start seeing people on the Wednesday evening, starting on the 11th, because, you know, bring your children, bring your family in. We can experience the beauty of vibration and frequency. You can come in and let me know what's alive for you, and I can maybe do certain things of a frequency that's related to what is present for you to help maybe shift and change or lighten that energy within you. And so part of it, I think, also of like what I was talking about today is like a week from this Friday, I'll do the integrative recovery. That second Friday on the 13th. And so, and a part of that's going to be about making like a flip book of like, who are we creating now? And so the flip book, the point of it might be like the beginning of it would do like a meditation sound healing of like, what, like, who, where are we coming from? And what are we walking into? And to create like this story of maybe a little bit of who we were, and then, but to really bring in the light and the energy of who we want to become, because we can become anything we want. And when we're in the darkness, when we're in the bottom of the hole, when we're at our lowest point, or one of our lowest points, this is where we rise up. This is where we create the lightness to see more clearly. When we're feeling through something that just feels so heavy and almost like it just won't let go. But when we can really feel and learn how to feel, maybe we let it go and shift into what we want to create. And so I think that'll be part of the gift of that evening, is to really think, like, what do you want for yourself? And gently just bringing yourself back into your space. If you have any questions with this stuff, feel free to ask, to reach out.